Hey guys, it's Ruby again. I'm doing a follow-up questions video on my American Au Pair in Germany video, and I do not unfortunately have the lovely Miss Erin with me, but I figured I could answer some of the questions that I've gotten so far. I have one here from Miss Sarah, and she was asking me kind of about the visa process and about the language barrier and how that affects getting your visa. So kind of the deal with that is that yes, I was tested. I was before taking a couple years of German in school. The cadence of it wasn't unfamiliar to me. I did hear it growing up a little bit in my family as well, so it was nice coming here and knowing that the sound wasn't unfamiliar to me. It was comforting. I only knew very, very broken, really basic German when I had gone to the embassy to do my testing and turn in all my paperwork, and it was really, really nerve-wracking. You have to go to a consulate, not an embassy actually. You have to look and see which one is closest to where you live. For me, living in Seattle, the closest one that I was able to go to was in San Francisco. And that was really a scary thing because I had to go up to the gate and there was a man there and it's like, hey, who are you? And there was like this big giant locked gate, and he had to like go in his little like security room and check out my passport and like make sure I was okay and everything. And it was really like, ooh, scary. And there was like a ton of cameras and really weird, but it was a beautiful house and there was a lot of other people there. And something that you need to know about Germans is when they are working or in their place of work, they're not exactly hospitable. They're not there to really help you out or make you feel comfortable. They're doing their job, you help them, you tell them the right thing, you're in, you're out, black and white, done. Not very helpful when you're really stressed out and really nervous, so just be prepared for that. Something that's very important about this is you need to make sure you have all of your paperwork done. Do not paperclip or staple any of it. Have each copy of each paper separated into a little packet. You should have 3 of them for Germany. They will ask you for them and you need to just be able to give them what they need. And the other thing is they're going to start speaking to you in German at some point. For me, it was like after they fingerprinted me, they were like, okay, so, and you speak German? And I was like, well, and then they just will start speaking to you in German like it's normal. So that was scary because it was just like, boom, you speak German now. And it was like, okay. And I was at the point where I could understand a little bit more of what people were saying to me in German, but I couldn't really respond. So she got very frustrated and was like, well, if you can't speak German, then where's your letter of proof that you've taken a class? And I was like, what? I don't know what you're talking about, because they didn't say it. It wasn't clear. Their website is really difficult with all their paperwork requirements. So if you are not able to speak with them to their standard, whatever that is, in German, you need to give them a letter from a teacher saying that you have completed a class in the German language. Thankfully, I had completed 3 years already in school, and I just had to run back to a coffee shop and email my old teacher and be like, hey, help me out, send this to an embassy or consulate for me really, really quick. And she did, thank God, and my whole application was put on hold just because of that. So it is a big deal, and it is scary, and there is a lot of weight on that. So, start learning German. There's a couple apps that you can get. I have Duolingo, and it's really fun. It's like a game. There's pictures and stuff on it. There's a lot of things you can do. check your city. I know in Seattle or little areas, there's like a book, coffee shop, library place where once a week people go for just German conversation night. And people of all levels of German go and just sit for hours and talk to each other in German and drink coffee. There's a German bakery really close to where I live where you can go and just kind of like be like, hey, wie geht's? And it's really nice. Put out an ad in your local newspaper, put up a flyer in like a grocery store saying like, hey, looking for native German speakers. If there are any, I'd love to hear from you. Just start watching German foreign films. See if there's a way you can go online or on your computer or TV and start watching German news channels. I started doing that with my boyfriend before I left. It was really nice. It kind of like got me a little bit more back into, oh, I think I know what they said. I think I understood that. It's going to help you a lot. It might not feel like it, but it really does. Another thing is see if you can find a German newspaper. And get a English to German dictionary and get a red pen and read it. And for every word you don't understand, look it up, take your red pen and write in the English word or underline it and look up the word later. And every time you read it, you'll understand a little bit more and more as far as like the way that things are spelled and written. Try to read it out loud to yourself. I know for me, it's really going to help you once you're here reading children's books in German. I still do that, and I still have trouble with German kids books. But little things, really push yourself to learn the language, because once you go in to get that all taken care of, it is actually very important. So yeah, I hope that helped. As far as how long it took me to get my visa, sometimes on business visas, you can get them on a rush period for like a week. If it's really last minute for you, you have to pay extra, but I believe that the current just normal flat visa rate is $200 right now. It took about 3.5 months for it to actually get mailed to me, and they messed up my address, so I had to like go and pick it up. So give yourself time. Try to get it done a little bit beforehand, because I ended up being really rushed with mine and it took a little bit longer than I thought, but it can take up to 4 months, so really like watch out with that, because you don't want to mess that up. Alright, so the next question is from Lucy, and she asked Erin and I where we're staying and for how long. So Erin is staying in a little village just outside of Hameln, and that is called Hamelschenburg. You can look up a lot of pictures of it because there's a castle right across the street from her, and you can see it a little bit in my AuPair travel clips. She is actually leaving in May. I am living in a smaller town. I'm living in a small town closer to Bielefeld, which again isn't huge. I guess the next biggest place would be Dusseldorf to me, or Hanover, kind of in the middle there. And I am here until the end of July. Alright girls, I hope that helped you, and I hope you're super excited to come here and be au pairs. It's gonna be great, and if you have any more questions, I might get to you a little bit late, but I will try my hardest and I will respond to you, I promise. Alright, bye, hope this helped.
Then I fumbled in my closet through my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt.